followers that's on the stream is broken. That breaks very often for some reason. It's always one behind. I don't know why. Maybe I should put it one forward. Alright, just had to hydrate, but I'll be starting the stream right now. Alright. Start with the council introductions. Now that you're queen, your first duty is to meet with the council of nobles. Shingo, an honor to finally make your acquaintance, your grace. I was dismayed to hear of your mother's passing. The FMX, a pleasure, your august majesty. I hope to see your kingdom grow, prosper and go wealthy under your reign. Lopa, may the ninth god bless your reign, your holiness. I trust you will conduct yourself with honor and faith. The council immediately fills with raised voices as the nobles argue. Is this what your mother fought so hard for? Yeah, I am gonna play one more. I'm either gonna finish this or play one more, I'm not sure. Your Majesty, it was an honor to serve your mother, but now it's time for you to wear the crown. As is tradition, the council will decide what happens at your coronation. Should I get changed to my waterproof robes then? It may be for the best, your Majesty. Shall I call the nobles in? Welcome, Savius. You are on the patricians, because you've played this already. Can we overthrow me this time? We'll see. There are channel points things like ban monarch law. You can prevent me from using things like golden choice to stop me from persuading people. You can also stop me from vetoing. Alright, I'll be ending the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Polishman would. The coronation is a great success. Jugglers, wine, fireworks, and feasts. It has an impact on your treasury, of course, but what doesn't? Uh-oh. I have the invisible thing on my screen. Your Majesty, you have some big boots to fill, and with your mother out of the picture, the nobles will be looking for any opportunity to replace you. When you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? Golden Age? I might do Peacekeeper. Welcome, Naomi. An admirable name. I suggest over the next few years you focus on improving the kingdom's stability as much as possible. Once you have an heir, I'll come back and tell you you're bad or good. Clement of the Bob family, well-known coastal tycoon, scribbles with a well-used ink and quill on a hardwood desk, speaking calmly. Fellow patricians of the close, my claim to the throne is far more legitimate than that of Queen Fran IV. Something must be done. See you, Naomi. I appreciated you joining the stream. Alright, patricians, FMX, Bob, Fog, and Naomi just left, but... Raise authority, lowers the authority. Anyone else gonna vote? I'll be ending the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The patricians plan to make a bargain with the wizard. These immortal spellcasters seldom get involved in political squabbles. Perhaps it's the queen who is considered a threat to their autonomy. Raise authority. Aphila of the Lopa lineage, charismatic political mastermind, stands bathed in sunshine, speaking softly. A false pretender occupies the throne while my claim is ignored. Grandees of the South, this is a stain on our honor. We must not allow it to go unanswered. It's all good, Fog. You guys got raised authority. Let's see what do you want to do, Lopa? Raise own farming. The grandee claimant Ophila has been chosen by the ninth god to be the next queen. She has promised a first miracle, food for all. Farming to 5. Mezi of the Lublu Dynasty. Charismatic Eastern chessmaster leans delicately on a podium, whispering carefully. My fellow counts, in ancient times the East was its very own proud kingdom. We can go back to those days of glory, but not while false Queen Fran IV wears the crown. Alright, counts, what y'all doing? Alright, looks like we got a split. Raise stability, raise treasury. I'll be ending the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Raise stability. The counts plan to hold the queen hostage in her own palace. First, they must lull the spy master into a false sense of security. To advance their schemes, the counts must raise stability to 5 or more in 4th seasons. The treasury's almost empty, Your Highness. Where'd it go? I couldn't possibly say. Apart from raising tasks, we have few options. Bank loan, sell off jewels, or crack open a vault. Do we want to try to actually see if we can trigger war with them? Nah, we won't. I've never printed money. I'm going to do that towards the end of the month to see what kind of effects that has on a playthrough. Take a hefty loan from Sylvinton Gaul. The Bank of Sylvinton Gaul operates from the fabulously wealthy Republic of Kurth all the way across the Western Sea. They assure you, however, they maintain total independence from the Republic. The banker they send to take your signature has delicate hands and sharp teeth. He watches as you put pen to paper. You're making an excellent decision. You'll pay us back with 25% interest in a year. Disquiet in the south. Your Majesty, my peasants accuse me of hoarding wealth. Me! Worse, they're throwing down their tools and burning their belongings, saying they don't want to live an aesthetic life and that I should do the same. What nonsense! Quite so, Your Majesty. They don't have to be pinned down by worldly possessions, but burning them is quite the overreaction. The ringleader of the movement is a philosopher called Ortega. She calls herself the voice of the ninth god, and the peasants hang on her every word. They'll be at my door any moment. Alright, everyone, what are we doing? Peasants are just the worst, you're right. Wait. I'm waiting. Alright. I'm gonna end the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boop. The patricians welcome the extra cash for the use of their peasants. Meanwhile, more and more southern servants discard their possessions to follow Ortega's teachings. As is tradition, each region offers a selection of elite guards. The counts with the knights, the patricians with champion gladiators, and the grandees with the Sisterhood of Steel. Unfortunately, we can't recruit Southern nuns. There's been a major scandal. Some nuns went out drinking and broke their vow of silence to sing a rude song about hedgehogs. They won't come to the capital until this blows over. You'll need to pick someone else. Who should I pick? I guess I'm going to choose the Eastern Knights. The Order of the Drowned Rose are highly respectable. They'll understand palace etiquette, but it's been years since they fought an actual battle. They mostly write poems these days. I've made my decision. I await your verdict with bated breath. I choose the Eastern Knights. I'll make the arrangements at once. The Knights arrive a few weeks later. They are all extremely pale and extremely polite. The commander introduces herself with a florid bow before reading out a poem she's written for the occasion. Alright everyone, I'm starting the auction now. I might choose a bunch of options that raise defiance. Maybe we do a little rebellion. Alright, let's see, we got D and E. Sorry for being quiet, I was eating my ramen. I don't know if Alex, I think Alex has gotten. E and D funded, authority up, faith down. Fashion is cyclical, Your August Majesty. An old trend has returned and has swept through the coast. Bees. Fashion isn't quite in my wheelhouse. Yes, so it appears. Very well, let me explain. The buzzing insects can be found trapped in a golden tree sap. My coastal artisans use these to adorn necklaces, rings, and shining like little gemstones. But my artisans can't keep up with the demand, and a glorious trade opportunity slips through my fingers. Our fingers. What would you have me do? More bees. Their population on the coast is dwindling, but you can help. Encourage farmers to focus on beekeeping. They keep the honey. I only ask for the bees lost each harvest. Very well, we'll put this matter to the council. What does everyone want here? Alright, looks like we got everyone on A. The farmers in the coast accept your coin. They see this as meddling, but times are hard. Soon, the sound of buzzing can be heard across the coast. As a result, Noble Patrician FMX makes a fortune selling amber jewelry for their fellow patricians. The cult spreads. Welcome, Deagle. I appreciate you joining. There's a problem with followers of the Southern Ortega. Her teachings have spread to the coast. Where she's getting stronger, she's performing miracles, healing a woman's broken arm with a single touch, curing an old man's blindness. All over the coast, the laborers are throwing away their goods and cursing the patricians for their greed. They're clashing with priests, even starting brawls in the streets. Every day we lose more workers to this cult. Everyone, I'm voting B. That's my vote. My vote's B. Welcome, Schmeckle, man. How's it going? Thank you for joining the stream. monarch vote on our council? Alright. A little money in the right place sweeps away your problems clean away. For now. Your Majesty, it's important you find a spell sooner rather than later. I'll take the liberty of finding candidates. Thank you, I'll send out messages. In the coast, noble Tristan Xavier sits on a pier, watching the sharks swim lazily circles beneath their dangling feet. Suddenly, the water begins to boil and froth. The sharks swim off in terror. A huge shaggy figure rises from the sea. He wanted to meet me. Make it quick. A giant squid is fighting a sperm whale 30 miles from here, and I don't want to miss it. I thought we might have a common goal. The Queen has been overstepping her bounds recently, hasn't she? The Queen's Navy did anchor their ships over my favorite reef last month. Bloody annoying. Alright, I'll help you, but you gotta get rid of the bees first. Did you say bees? Yes, on this plane they're simple insects, but in the apiary, their world of dreams and magic, they're powerful beings and intelligent, call themselves dreams of being. They have an innate fondness for royalty and sometimes protect monarch from magical interference, but they won't harm non-magical folk beyond the occasional sting, so you can deal with them. Scrampton sets up residence on coastal land, raising a tower in a matter of hours. For miles around, the crops wither and die as magical radiation ravages the landscape. For the next stage, they must lower all farming to 14 or less. It's tax time. A new book. The Archbishop walks into your office and places a bottle of wine on your desk. Your Majesty, a monk on the coast by the name of Giddlefrith has been writing a history of the kingdom. His assessment of your predecessor of the throne is full of praise. Since you're Queen Fran III's direct heir, this makes you look good too. So no downsides? No downsides. I'll leave you to enjoy your wine, Your Majesty. Yeah, you gotta get rid of me. This is the get rid of me monarch. I'm raising up the discontent or defiance so y'all can rebel. Your Majesty, that troublesome philosopher Ortega is gone, but her followers are marching on our estate demanding justice. It's the same in the coast. They're making her into a martyr. I'm monarch voting C. Alright, this looks like we're getting people on A. Send the royal army to put a stop to this, okay. Your troops charge in and order the farmers back to their lands. Any complaint is met with the blade. There are rumors of unflattering corn effigies made in your image, but the peasants are too afraid to even whisper Ortega's name. Yep, my matches, indeed. Let's see them. They whisk away their first cloth. This is Amelia, the eldest daughter of Eastern Lublu Dynasty. She's a good-looking one, eh? And not bad a word said about her. Everyone likes her. She had a laboratory installed in her castle and spends most of her time there, conducting bizarre experiments. She did have to suppress a peasant revolt on her land recently. I wonder why. From the coast, we have Rhoda, the wealthy heiress to noble Tristan Xavier's estate. She's always getting herself into trouble for some reason or another. She recently gave away half her fortune to the church. Much to everyone's surprise, she's an absolute fountain of energy and no one can keep up with her. Finally, from the south, Casilda, the eldest daughter of Schmegelman lineage. She's preoccupied with honor and has been in a few too many duels in her time. Like many in the south, she claims to put her faith in the ninth god above all worldly concerns. She's got her grand plans by all accounts. She wants to change the world. Alright, let's see who I'm choosing. Do I go with the grandees? I think I do. Casilda of the South. Excellent, I'll make the arrangements. The coast has been taken to beekeeping like fleas on a flower. Crops are bountiful and fields are blooming. They have been festivals with much dancing and merriment. Fantastic. No, the church is worried. The farm folk are besieged by nightmares, all involving bees. It has made them superstitious. They are losing faith in the... Your Serene Highness, wait, the coast farm's been improving beyond measure. There's widespread happiness like never before, but some reason the church wishes to burn our hives. Wait, what? It must be done. Our churches simply lie empty on holy days, for the peasants of the coast now worship only the harvest. They pray to the hives instead of the ninth. Your August Majesty, please, the peasants have full bellies and joyful smiles. That is what the church would burn, Your Esteemed Highness. Liars, my priests report that your peasants complain of night horrors and insomnia. Something evil is happening in the coast. Burn the hives. Alright, we got an vote A, vote B. Vote B, alright. Looks like B is gonna be it. Alright, I'll be ending the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The church is horrified. The farmers are overjoyed. They invest into more hives and throw festivals to celebrate. Not festivals in your name, nor the name of the ninth god, but at least they're happy. Look at this, Your Majesty. The Chancellor holds up a wad of paper. On the front is printed the Daily Squawk along with a dense block of text. They're calling it a paper of news because everything that's written in it is new. It's like a little town crier made of parchment. What an intriguing idea. Indeed, if you look, it even has little picture stories on the back page. How droll. The paper news quickly takes the kingdom by storm. It seems everyone is reading it. Soon enough, there are even competitor papers, and you're being asked to give an interview. Don't do it, Your Holiness. This is beneath the dignity of your office. We are doing it. Alright, let's see. The votes are on C. Okay. I'll be ending the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You've never had quite a conversation like this with a commoner before. This journalist keeps actually asking difficult questions to your face. How do you respond? Let me address your question in detail. You talk at length about your justifications for your actions while the journalist takes copious notes. Once the interview is over, all you can do is wait for the article to come out next day. Everyone, I'm doing a vote, pass or fail. Do I pass this or do I fail this? Vote with your channel points. If you enjoy the stream, please follow. That gets you 300 channel points, and you can use that to vote in these little predict things. All right, let's see. We got 70 on pass, 150 on fail. Schmegelman is an easy way to 300. That's all I'm saying. All right, let us see. To your relief, the interview is good. Great even. Everything you said makes sense, and the journalist puts you in a good light. Choose outcome. Pass. Congratulations to Lopa and 2 others. Even the nobles take the article at face value, and the newspaper goes on to be the fastest selling newspaper in history, which is easy enough since they've only been around for a few months. From this point, you'll be worried about journalists covering your every move, but at least you started out on the right foot. Your wedding to Casilda is naturally the talk of the kingdom. Nobles and peasants alike travel from the realm to attend. For a week and a day, the capital is one giant party. It feels like you're the only one not taking part. Instead, you're getting ready for the ceremony. Soon enough, you're standing in St. Bertram's Cathedral with Casilda at your side. Do you take this woman as your lawfully wedded wife? I do. And I pronounce you queen and wife. After the wedding, of course, is a feast, and after the feast, a dance. Your new wife, Casilda, delivers a short but heartfelt toast expressing a wish to get to know you better. By the time you find yourself alone with Casilda, it's past midnight, you've never felt more tired. I must profess, I'm glad that's over. We can finally talk openly to each other. I must admit, I feel the same way. I'm glad to hear it. It must be difficult being queen, constantly surrounded by liars, lickspittles, and flatterers. I don't even know how you stand it. It's tough, but I have to do my duty. By the 9th, I feel for you. I couldn't do it. After finishing the last of the line, you head to your separate bedchambers. It seems your wife is happy to take her time to get to know you. Let's go, Alex. The prophesied 9th Herald is finally manifested in SWTOR, taking the form of a humble noble known as Aphila, who hails from a farming town in the southern hills. Or as the grandees claim, Aphila is making strides feeding the common folk, but it won't be enough at this rate. You're right, she's promised a cornucopia for the people, but so far the harvesting has been lacking. If Aphila can't deliver a miracle, we'll have to. The grandees' aim is to lower farming to at least 5. Or raise it to at least 5. My apologies. Welcome, Edda, welcome. How's it going, Nix? Far in the east, Count Alex the Just is hosting a dinner party in his castle with a few distinguished guests. Welcome, Le Grand Veiler. Welcome. Our plans are going better than expected. The Spy Master thinks all is well in the kingdom. Thanks to her lack of attention, I made a fortune selling weapons to the Eshmedian Empire, even though it's forbidden. Things are proceeding better than I imagined. Our next step is to replace the Palace Watch with our very own loyal agents. We already control the Honor Guard, but if we buy the loyalty of the Watch, we'll have complete control of the palace. The next stage, treasury to 15 or less. Republican sentiment. Your Majesty, the printing presses have ushered in a new age of living intellectual debate and revolutionary philosophy. That's great to hear. No, it's not, Your Majesty. Most of the new thinkers are calling for the end to the monarchy. One in particular, someone called Clarissa Agony, has written an influential pamphlet about the rights of the commoner. She argues that the peasants deserve minimum wages, voting rights, and basic sanitation. By the blood of the dead, we have to do something about her. My lowborn have started asking me to pay for their medicine. Oops, I had an alarm. I think we should implement them. Let's implement the suggestions. Let's implement them, everyone. Let's vote D. Alright, I'll be ending the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You follow Clarissa Agony's suggestion. A fundamental Bill of Rights is drawn up with certain guaranteed protections that you cannot override. Naturally, the nobles are furious. After all, it's much harder to make money when we have to respect other people as human beings. But the common folk are absurdly grateful. The talk of a republic quickly dies down. It seems most of the people have decided that the monarchy isn't as bad after all. Your Highness, our mutual friend Count Shingo has discovered a nest of crawlers on a tract of eastern farmland. Naturally, we grandees recommended he fill his tunnels immediately lest they spread to other regions and endanger our crops, but Shingo refuses. Peasants have gone missing, Your Highness. These crawlers are much more dangerous than they appear. Legends speak of crawlers living in great cities beneath the soil, taking the weak to be consumed. We should leave them to the land and not to be trifled with. Assemble the council then. It'll be fine. I don't think it will. Crawlers were there first? How do we know? We were there first. Royal gamble, not royal rabble. I get money if it goes through, I lose money if it doesn't. And it looks like I lose money. I lose 200. By the 9th, they're just going to ignore them. Mark my words. This problem is going to go away if you just bury your heads in the sand. The commoners don't have to be told twice. The land around the newly discovered tunnels is abandoned overnight, villages and all. Only a few lookouts, caretakers, and Shingo himself remain. Oh, I'm just a fucking popular person getting all these phone calls today. Shit. Countryside goes silent for a long time, with the crawlers making no appearances above ground. Your greetings. I'm here on behalf of Savant and Gaul to collect what we owed. You owe us a grand total of XYZ. Can I extend the terms of my loan? We will be willing to grant you another year in exchange for 20% down payment. I don't have that. We can offer you another year, but we will raise our interest rate to 75%. Done. We'll be back in 1 year for what we are owed. Everyone, I am starting the auction now. Just like to remind everyone, if you're enjoying the stream, please follow. I would really appreciate it. Part of our strength comes from the threat of outfunding. I think we should definitely fund C&A, in my opinion. Alright, looks like it's E and C. Alright, farming down, farming up. The coming harvest. Your Majesty, I must speak to you at once. The beekeepers on the coast have become emboldened. They see the kingdom's support as an endorsement of their beliefs. What beliefs? They become obsessed with bees, Your Majesty. They form their own traditions and ceremonies with honey, hooded robes, and dancing. It must be stopped. Why exactly? These farmers speak of death, Your Majesty, and the coming harvest. They speak of golden tongues and blood running like honey. This is nothing more than a cult, yet the patricians are more than tolerating it. This isn't a cult, it's merely quaint royal traditions, and they are making some divine honey. What are we doing? Alright, it's looking like it's gonna be A. I'm gonna end the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Le Grand Velour, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy your 300 channel points. Alright, let's see. No XCOM, no XCOM. Pass or fail. Let's spend these channel points, everyone. Pass or fail. Do I pass? We got 70 on fail. 80. Alright. Oh, someone might be making some few channel points today. Alright, I'll be moving on. It is a fail. You send troops and inquisitors to the coast to spread the word, but this cult will bend the knee to the ninth god or face your wrath. Some farmers refuse to recognize the ninth supremacy. They are burned at the stake while the inquisitors look on, eyes gleaming. Despite the public example, other farmers still refuse to abandon their bee cult, which continues to flourish. Churches stand empty, holy books are burned, peasants kneel before their hives praying for honey. The good word. Greetings, Fran. I had an idea. As you know, the people of the South are quite pious. As a member of the royal household and avid adherent to the church myself, I thought I might go back to my homeland and take the opportunity to preach in your favor. You mean make me come? Not exactly, unless they really start to like you. Go forth and teach them to love me. We are blessed. I'll make the preparations immediately. Word spreads fast that the Queen's consort is planning a tour of the South. Thousands flock up to the towns and villages where she plans to stop. Unfortunately, they're mostly flocking to throw vegetables. The popularity of the church in the South clearly didn't amount to as much as Casilda had hoped. It is not long before she calls off the tour to return home, her tail between her legs. Alright, about my heir. Your marriage to Casilda has grown strong and steady like an old castle wall. Though it began as a political arrangement, it's blossomed into something like love. It's high time you thought about an heir. Congratulations are in order. The royal wedding was a magnificent affair. But something's still missing. You need an heir. Me and my wife will have a child together. Ah, the traditional method. No one will object to it. I'll arrange for you to take a month off from ruling so you can get down to business. In the darkest depths of the Eastern Forest, Count Alex has gathered his fellow plotters around the mossy stone obelisk. Some of our bribes have been accepted, but not enough. The Queen is paying the Palace Watch well enough that their loyalties aren't easily swayed. So we have some of the watch in our pocket. Isn't that enough? No, not yet. We can't make a move until we're sure we won't be discovered. The Count's aim is to lower the treasury. Along the coast, an old patrician Xavius is visiting the wizard Scrampton on his a cliffside tower built of knotted coral and seashells. The Dream Queen still rule over the apiary, as powerful as ever. You failed me. Please, just give me a few more months. By the 9th, I won't let you down. Cease your whining. Just get it done or I'll go barnacles on your bones. Lower farming. Yes, lower treasury is hard when I do this. It's almost rebelling time, everyone. I think next season's rebelling time, right? Your Highness, I'm in danger. Those crawlers beneath my farms called Vogger. I've been doing some research. And I've learned frightening things, but first I need access to the secret library of Quill University. There must be more information there. Oh, and I need more soldiers to protect my family. The Vogger are watching me. Never mind all that, Your Majesty. Waves of refugees and peasants are fleeing the crawlers' lands and overrunning the South. We need support. Vote on knowledge and soldiers. You'll prioritize this fool over the South in its entirety? What a sham. Though you try to persuade him to say a contingent of grandees close to Schmegelman leave in a huff to the South to sort out their own problems. Alright. Alright, I'll be ending the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You pay full-time mercenaries to look after Count Shingo and his family. Unfortunately, he goes missing before winter is over, along with every last mercenary. Stunned by the loss, the council passes a law preventing entry to the crawler territory, hoping the whole thing fades into legend. Yikes. Your Grace, there's been a terrible fire in the city of Rudgrad. Once where there were buildings, there is now a field of smoldering ash. Dozens of peasants have died. A cow kicked over a lantern, Your Grace. Some milkmaid was burning the midnight oil and must have unexpectedly cold hands. Well, I'm sorry to hear your city's gone. I was hoping the council might unlock some funds. We do the opposite of offer no help. Alright, it's looking like it's gonna be A. I'll be ending the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You order the immediate reconstruction of Rudgrad. The cheap wooden houses take no time to build and are soon populated by candle-wielding, dry blanket-bearing common folk. What could go wrong? Did I miss something? Oh, a capital proposition. We are blessed. Our soldiers are renowned throughout the kingdom and beyond. We've awarded so many medals they can serve as full plate mail in a pinch, Your Highness. Why don't I transfer some of our best troops to help police the capital? They improve security and show the Southern Army for what it is, the pride of the kingdom. You want to station soldiers in the capital here? Your Majesty, think of the threat to your security. Let us make use of them instead. Alright, everyone. I prefer B, so that way we all get some good military. It also lowers farming. It helps patricians. Nice. Alright. No grandees, huh? Alright, I'll be ending the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grumbling, the grandees sent over their less decorated troops over to the east. The southern soldiers soon whip the local troops into shape. As proud Southern Watch marches through the villages, eastern peasants flock to admire their drills. At the parade ground, many join up on the spot, eager to have their own sweeping capes and a fine stiletto daggers. Cows go unmilked, and fields go unplowed, but the army ranks swell with enthusiastic recruits. Hold on. Is there... I think... where was it? There was like an edit goal option, wasn't there? Oh well. Luck is with us, my friend. The Palace Watch are in our pocket. They gladly took our money. The kingdom can barely afford to pay them. Music to my ears. The throne will be ours. Indeed it will, but we must plan our next steps. Alright. What are y'all doing? Lower authority? Good fucking luck? I would pray you do raise military, because I'll help you raise military. Because I would like for the next playthroughs that we have some high military so we can just go straight to war, slap some fuckers around. You guys know how it goes. Alright. Over the next few months, we'll have our troops infiltrate the capital disguised as beggars. They'll swap places with the Palace Watch one by one. Once the Queen realizes she's surrounded by our troops, it'll be too late. Magnificent. We've turned the Queen into our puppet. Won't the patricians and grandees notice? That's why we need a strong army to make them think twice about challenging us. United with the Queen's forces, we'll be unstoppable. At least 9. Oh, damn. I think Rebellion's next. A fishy wedding. Ooh. Your Majesty, the Archduke of Saul has invited you to his forthcoming wedding. Your attendance would help shore up relations between our great two nations. By the 9th great nation, the island of Saul is nothing more than a nest of pirates and cutthroats. And I heard it isn't a proper marriage anyway. The Archduke is marrying a fish. The groom is a Finn folk, one of the denizens of the sea, perfectly sapient, actually amphibious. While the church doesn't agree with a man marrying a fish, we mustn't legitimize this farce by allowing a queen to attend. Everyone, we should do war and vote C. War and vote C. Alright, I'm going to hold the vote just a little bit longer. I'm typing a message to someone. We'll see if someone else wants to break the tie. Alright. That's it. I'm condemning it. Get it out of here. Your Majesty, I must protest this in the strongest terms. Quite apart from being simply rude, this will inflame intentions. Quiet, you. The council has spoken. You sent an angry letter to the Archduke of Saul decrying the marriage as blasphemous and icky. The grandees are happy with your firm stance, and the church sings your praises. The elderly Grandee Dorinda, a cousin many times removed from Grandee Schmegelman, died in her sleep last week. She was nearly 90. Wouldn't you believe? Why are you telling me this? She was very wealthy, Your Majesty, but she could have spent more time on her accounts. She died without a will, and the nobles are scrabbling for her estate. Grandee Dorinda was my relative. I wrote to her at least once a year, and of course the estate should be mine. My late great-grandfather used to play backgammon with her. He swore she intended to leave it to our family. By ninth, that is a pitiful claim. Alright, it's looking like it's gonna be B. Alright, that's it. Grand Schmegelman shakes his head, muttering with his friends about favoritism on the council, but Lord Patrician Legrand and the other patricians are delighted. They even send you and the treasurer a gift basket as a token of their appreciation. Thank you. Oh my god, the bug. This simply can't go on, Your Majesty. These arch-boffins think they know everything, but they know nothing of the Ninth God's wrath. Please, Your Majesty, we found a perfect site for an observatory high in the southern hills, but it's on Grandee Schmegel's land and he refuses to let us build there. Such things are heresy. The stars are just as big and close as the Ninth God intended. Who put you up to this idea, I bet it was one of those patricians like Legrand the Velour. Alright, I'll be ending the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The grandees grumble and groan, but the construction goes ahead. Over time, the observatory provides new jobs and brings many traveling scholars to the area, paying for itself many times over. I asked that my daughter. The assembled nobles break out in polite applause. By designating an area, you cement the stability of the kingdom. Your Grace, may I be the first to congratulate on the birth of your daughter. What is her name? Fran the Fifth. How exquisite, Your Highness. I'm sure little Fran the Fifth will be a chip off the old block. It's been some time since we abandoned those fields in the east to the monstrous crawlers, Your Majesty, but we haven't seen them in ages. What a terrible waste of fertile farmland. Repopulate. Whatever y'all want to do. Oh. Create a nature reserve. Alright, that's what we're doing. Though the counts were hoping for farmland, they're satisfied to see the land reclaimed in some form. Soon, nobles from across the country are paying good money to hunt crawlerlands. Despite the lack of sightings, the thrill of monstrous potential drives good business to the east. Greetings, Your Majesty. I'm here on behalf of Savant and Gaul to collect what we were owed. Again? If you recall, Your Majesty, you did not actually pay your debt last time. You owe us a grand total. I can't afford that. If it does not pay to defy. Oh, well, I defied. Sucks to be you. Alright, everyone. Auction time. Let's go. Oop, sorry for not talking right. I'm typing a message. Alright, we got farming down and military up. Alright, the trade war. Let's do this trade war. Your Majesty, the Republic of Kurth led extreme trade sanctions against us for our perceived crimes against them. Notably, your inability to repay your loan from Savant and Gaul. We don't need Kurth. That's for the Council to decide. Kurth must be suffering for this too, but we can't afford to wait them out. Our people will soon run out of basic necessities. No. Alright, looks like we got half on A and half on B. I'll be ending the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll import the goods. The Ashmedian Empire, throughout history, though historically hostile to the kingdom, is more than happy to swoop in and provide for the kingdom in its hour of need. Cheap Ashmedian goods fled to the kingdom and replaced cursed trade. Along with them, a wave of foreign merchants and strange priests and bizarre new customs. A small price to pay. B did hurt, but I'm a fan of all these stats now. I would like if the Grandees had some more farming. Your Holiness, it's terrible. Pirates have been going after all our merchant vessels. I'm nearly bankrupt. These typical Celeste tactics, Your Majesty. The Archduke was infuriated by your response to his wedding, and now he's getting revenge. Unfortunately, that's only speculation. We have no concrete evidence that these are Celeste ships. Everyone, we gotta send in the Royal Navy. Send in the Navy, boys. Send the Navy to smack them. Smack them. Backhand them. Pull out the gunpowder that Reed gave us. Alright. Your navy patrols the Ghost Sea, sinking privateers with ease. Soon enough, the chastised sailors stop attacking your ships. You hear much later that the Archduke's wedding to the Finn folk is caught off amidst some controversy over whale hunting. Lol. At the start of your reign, you said you want to be a peacekeeper. You've succeeded on that front. The kingdom is peaceful. Thanks for the drop, Archara. No problem. But to shut down the noble schemes for good, we need to build on that reputation. Your advisor's got some ideas. The common folks, don't wake them up. Infiltrate with spies. Stability farming. Stability trade. Alright, which one do y'all want me to do? You want me to do top or bottom? Either works. I know, just whatever one you want me to do. I don't really care. I'm not bothered. They're both, you know. They're around the same. Top? Okay, top it is. Does require fine touch, raise stability, and trade. Tax time! Please no. Alright, that was the last time I do it, I promise. I was just hoping y'all would rebel. All goes according to plan, Your Majesty. Let me show you. Your spy master takes you through a secret passage in your own private office. You emerge in a hidden chamber where there are a number of hooded figures waiting. These are my secret agents. They can blend into a crowd as effortlessly as they can slip. I've been bankrupt for 2 years. Schmegelman, I'm sorry. I know this is your first stream and I'm really sorry that happened. But next stream, if you're there, which is Friday, I'll make sure you're rich. I'll write your name down. Anyone who was here today, I'm making wealthy. These are my agents. They can blend into a crowd. Yep. Soon they'll infiltrate all the courts. One of the spies tossed aside her cloak, revealing a colorful costume of a troubadour. With charm and flattery, they'll worm their way into the nobles' hearts and minds. Then we'll have a spy network, the likes of which the world has never seen. I hope to make the Gaunt of Taviline look like rank amateurs. And learn to fear me. Indeed, Your Majesty. A week passes before you hear news. This is a message from one of our field agents, Your Majesty. A centaur to Lord Patrician Bob Villa, disguised as a troubadour with a fiddle at the ready. Of course. The spy master studies the scroll for a moment and smiles. A smile creeps across her face. She holds it over her candle flame and vanishes in a puff of cinder. She's been welcomed into Lord Patrician Bob's court with open arms. She's already flattering him with fawning songs. Let's hope our other spies are successful. Over the next few weeks, you receive back from more and more of your agents. Almost all of them have successfully wormed their way into your noble's court. Now we must hope they can maintain their cover. A few more weeks pass. You anxiously await for the news of your spy's progress. One day, your spy master appears at your desk, her face lit by a triumphant smirk. Good news, Your Majesty. Our spies uncovered some of the noble's darkest secrets. Did you know that Lord Patrician Bob has an irrational fear of lemons? You do now. We even have a few illicit romances between the nobles and our generically attractive bards. The blackmail writes itself. Haha. Yes, Your Majesty. Let it all out. A bout of insane laughter now and then is good for the soul. But we can't get complacent. We must see if our other spies are equally successful. Over the next few weeks, your spies send more and more positive reports. Soon you've established a spy network throughout the entire kingdom. It is with a sense of smugness you call your next council session. As the nobles file in, you realize you know all their secrets, everything. Listen, Your August Majesty. I was thinking that taxes have been awfully high lately. Why don't we hold a vote? Oh, we can call a vote, no problem. But as soon as the nobles walk out to the ballot box, your spy master swoops in and takes them aside. She whispers in their ear, one by one. You watch as their expressions turn to horror. By the 9th, how did you know that? Only my mother knows that. And it can stay that way. Just vote the way we tell you to vote. I destroyed all the evidence. You can't prove anything. You'd be surprised what I know. What I can prove. I know exactly where to dig. But if you vote the way I tell you to, maybe I'll misplace my shovel. Hey, care for some lemonade? Ah, leave me alone. I'll do whatever you say. Sure enough, when the votes come back, it's unanimous. All the nobles, for perhaps the first time, have voted exactly how you want them to. Oh, sorry. It's the end of the stream. I'm getting a little tired. About time. When you leave the council hall, the nobles are quiet. They know a new era has begun, an era of cooperation or else. Your wife meets you back at your chambers, your heir Fran the Fifth in her arms. Praise the 9th. I'm not sure what just happened, but I've never seen the nobles look so scared. This is where my reign really begins. I can't wait to see what you have planned. That night be sleeping on troubled sleep for the first time since you first sat on the throne. No matter their grievances, the nobles will never again dare to defy you. You simply need to mention offhandedly that you know what they did last winter, or you know where they slept at night. Alright. The attempt to woo Scrampton to the coastal cause was doomed to failure. Oh. Ad break, I'll wait. I'll wait. Unless everyone's here. Either way, the attempt to woo Scrampton to the coastal cause was doomed to failure. Eventually, the wizard, bored of these mortal quabbles, fed noble patrician Xavius to a kraken. The grandees prayed and prayed for a miracle, to place a filler in her rightful place on the throne, but no miracle came. The Count's attempt to worm their way into the palace was uncovered. A number of arrests were made. Count Alex had just ended his life chained upside down against a wall. Queen Fran IV ruled from the shadows, getting her way in the council. With blackmail and threats, the nobles were terrified, but after the peasants considered it a golden age, after 15 years of unquestioned rule, Queen Fran IV died peacefully in her bed, and the nobles let out a collective sigh of relief. Alright, there's currently an ad. I'll be waiting 5 seconds just so people can see it. Alright, so we won. We had 2 years, 9 months. Queen Fran V, Casilda the South, richest being Alex, poorest being Lublu. And here are our stats for the next session.